Now they're logging. Tune on, tune in.
Welcome to Dazzle Rebel Rides. Today I'm testing the new 2018 Indian motorcycle Scout Bobber, and I'm led to believe that this is the first test on UK roads, so let's take a closer look. You've more than likely already seen some reviews from the US or from the European press launch that go over the bike specifications in detail, so I'll only touch lightly on the subject here. Compared to the Scout that it's based on, it sits lower and therefore has less suspension travel, but the suspension is further to compensate. This should give it a more sporty, planted ride, something I'll be testing shortly. More obvious differences are to the seat, which is brand new for the Bobber. The traditional swirly Indian motorcycle script on the side of the tank is replaced with a much starker and bolder font, which personally I think works very well. In fact, I'm even considering replacing the tank decal on my 2014 Chief Vintage with this harder looking logo. What do you think? Up front, the fender, or mudguard for my fellow pedantic Brits, is shorter, and so are the handlebars, with the pullback Scout items being replaced by drag bars. In front of these there's a mean looking headlight cowl that makes the front end look a little more butch. Personally, I've not decided if I'd remove that and keep the Scout's pretty face or not. Again, your thoughts will be welcome in the comments. Moving to the rear, and the rear fender, mudguard, has been replaced with a shorter, more rounded item, but thanks to European bureaucracy, we also get a protruding number plate hanger, which, to be fair, looks a damn sight tidier than what most other manufacturers offer. If this was my bike, I would be considering trying to get hold of the side-mounted registration plate holder that our friends on the American market get. The rear lights are a neat touch with a stoplight and indicators built into one unit on each side of the bike. The stock exhaust, as with pretty much every other manufacturer these days, does an efficient job of satisfying the emissions and sound regulations, but doesn't do too much for the look or visceral experience of the bike. Thankfully, this bike, supplied by HPC Motorcycles Nottingham, has received a Vance and Hines high output grenade full system exhaust. Not only does it suit the stripped down, mean and nasty look, it also makes one hell of a bark. So let's fire this thing up and see how it rides. As expected, the reach to the bars is much more extreme than the standard Scout and Scout 60. I can't see what it look like right now, but I bet this riding position makes you look badass as f***. The suspension is definitely firmer, and over these bumps you can tell there's much more limited travel. Over speed bumps, it is exactly what I expect from a slam bike. It's not plush and cosseting like on my Chief, it's hard and fierce. I just love the sound of these Vance and Hines grenades. The suspension may be hard and fierce, but when you get the bike out on smoother tarmac, it makes so much more sense. The Scout handles well, very well, and not just for a cruiser. On a smooth surface, the Bobber's handling is sublime. actually prefer the suspension on this. Even though it's harder, you feel much more planted, and you felt quite planted anyway, but not in a sports bike way. I mean, this is definitely much more agile than what the Scout is, and because you're in a more prone position, you feel like you've got a bit more control over the bike. As I was riding this bike on UK roads before the official European launch, call it perks of the job, my time with the bike was pretty short. My first impressions therefore are limited to a dozen miles or so, but once I've had the chance for a longer ride, I'll be bringing you a more in-depth analysis of the Scout Bobber's rideability on UK roads. If you don't want to miss out on that review when it comes, click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. In the meantime, please leave me some comments and ask me any questions you have about the bike, and I'll do my best to answer them in my next Scout Bobber video. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and feel free to share the link anywhere you damn well like. On the left hand side of the screen you should be seeing another related video, and on the right my latest upload. If you're watching on a smart TV, take a look at my channel and you'll find more videos there. Well, vlog's all folks, and remember, if you like to ride, be sure to subscribe.